Well, in terms of where do you see, I suppose you could look at Pats and say that from set pieces in terms of they'll be a wee bit worried about that given their lack of height.
Yeah, of course they will. I mean, if you look there, I mean, apart from Stephen Paisley, yeah, I mean, who's going to be, you know, the other markers? But I think they've done so well this season with all the injuries. And let's remember, arguably their most talented player, Joseph Endo, hasn't even featured. Well done so far to Johnny McDonnell, but Alan Matthews, consider it an opportunity tonight. Doesn't have to win, has to make sure he doesn't get beaten.
Well, summer football certainly arrived at Inchicore tonight, so let's go over there now and join our match commentary team of Curtis Fleming and Des Curran.
A decade ago, these two clubs fought out one of the best title chases in recent memory. St Patrick's Athletic ended with the silverware after mastering the head-to-heads. And 10 years on, I wonder, could the three meetings of Pats and Cork City again prove pivotal come season's end? It's a glorious evening in Inchicore. Johnny McDonnell's side have made a blistering start to the season, 7 wins out of 8 with just a solitary reversal. Cork City lost the league's final unbeaten record last weekend, and that coupled with 4 draws in 8 means that Alan Matthews' side has ground to make up, and this would certainly be the perfect time to start making inroads. Well, let's check on tonight's starting 11s. Firstly, our host, St Patrick's Athletic. Here's Johnny McDonnell.
Yeah, we're as close as we were last week. We lost John Frost, but young Noel Haverty will come in. But we've Barry in goal, Stephen Brennan centre half, Stephen Paisley, right full Damien Lynch, left full Desi Bourne, Alan Kirby on the left, Ryan Guy on the right, Gary and Keith Fahey in the centre, and the 2 boys up front, Mark Quigley and Gary O'Neill.
So with John Frost out, that's in essence the complete back 4 unavailable, with Frost joining Joe Carroll, captain Jamie Harris and Dave Partridge on the sidelines. It does, as you heard, mean a start for Alan Kirby, though scored for cracker against Cork City in the Setanta Sports Cup meeting at Turner's Cross a year ago. Well, what of tonight's visitors? Here's Alan Matthews on his 11 to start tonight.
We've gone with more or less the same team of last week. Obviously Joe Gamble is suspended, so we're going with a flat 4 across the middle. George O'Callaghan and Colin Healy will play the central role. Dave Mooney was injured last week, but he's recovered and he'll take his place up front with Dennis Bean. John O'Flynn didn't really train enough to get back into the starting level, so John is in on the bench. So from a team point of view, we're satisfied with the 11 that we have starting the game, and as I said, John comes back in onto the bench.
So O'Flynn on the bench, and a combination of Behan and Mooney up front. Mooney, last season's top scorer. And Joe Gamble's suspension sees Pat Sullivan in from the start tonight. Strong looking lineup, even without Joe Gamble. And we're really looking forward to a fantastic game here this evening. Teams just about ready to come out. What are your thoughts on this one, Curtis? How's it going to go?
Like everybody, I'm really excited. As we said, the pitch is absolutely fantastic, and Pat mentioned in the studio there the quality of player that we have, and not just in the midfield areas, all over the park. You got Danny Murphy out left back against Ryan Guy, who's been fantastic, got 4 goals this season. So it's every asset of the game will be tested tonight.
Well, let's head to Will Downing pitch side.
The crowds have been absolutely glorious, and the weather too, since we started our Sunday night matches a fortnight ago. I haven't seen United Park so packed recently as it was with the visit of Bohemians 2 weeks ago, and the last week a similar story with Shamrock Rovers giving out their 1,000 scarves with the visit of league leaders Pats to Tolka Park. Cork have brought about 200 or so fans down with them tonight, so again expect a huge atmosphere against this man's side. 3 points clear here at the moment, and a chance to go 6 tonight, Johnny McDonnell.
Be difficult, you know, they're a good team. You look at them there, Household League of Ireland names, but yeah, we're well up for it tonight. We have a chance to pick up some points at home, so hopefully we can get the 3.
They're a different looking side to what they would have been last season. Are they a better team now, do you think?
It was for Cork.
Cork.
No, I mean, they always put out good teams, you know, as I said. They're coming here tonight, you look at the team there. It's definitely a difficult task tonight. I'd say it'll be a tight game.
Well, we'll look forward to that. We'll come back to you in a few moments with the thoughts of Alan Matthews, Des.
Thank you, Will. Johnny McDonnell, as always, upbeat. These two clubs also met 9 games into the season last season when a Roy O'Donovan penalty, 20 minutes from time, won it for Cork at Turner's Cross. Will is with Alan Matthews now.
And here are the thoughts of the Cork manager, and you're happy to see a few big names back?
Happy to see that we've got a good team out on the pitch tonight, regardless of what names they are. They're very, very good players. I'm just hoping tonight that we can get a performance for them and that we go and get the 3 points. It's going to be difficult, but we got a good crowd behind us tonight, and the players are certainly well up for the game.
Do you consider Pats to be the team to beat this season, and how beatable are they?
At the moment they are, because they're setting the pace, the top of the league, and they're deservedly there. There's a long way to go, but at the moment, yeah, they've set the pace, and it's up to us to try and catch them.
Alan, thank you. You'll go 3rd potentially with victory tonight, and his predecessor is watching as well, and what a glorious night for football, Des.
It absolutely is. That 1-0 win for Cork I was referring to a moment ago, 9 games into last season, came from a Roy O'Donovan penalty conceded by Stephen Paisley, who was also sent off. Paisley, though, has been mightily impressive in recent weeks for an injury-ravaged Pats backline. Sure to be tested again tonight, though, by Dennis Behan and last season's top scorer, Dave Mooney. Well, just about ready to go, our referee is Damien Hancock this evening. And there have been already some big games this season between the big hitters, and this certainly falls into that category. From a footballing point of view, many of the purists will certainly have an eye on this game. Two sides who like to pass, like to knock it about, certainly have the personnel to do so. And as has already been mentioned, that midfield battle, Dempsey and Fahey, O'Callaghan and Healy, is one to be savoured. Here we go then, St. Pat's to get us underway. Left to right in the first half, and an early ball for Quigley. One of the players named in Pat Fenlon's Republic of Ireland under-23 squad to face Northern Ireland on the 13th of May. Now Guy. He's become a regular in the side this season. Lynch, last Sunday's match winner. Fahey immediately, Healy getting close to him. A little too close for the referee's liking.
Exactly as we thought there straight away. Healy's given the job. Go in and don't let Fahey have a minute on the ball.
Well, that's going to be given against Danny Murphy, and a free kick for St. Patrick's Athletic.
I think up this right wing is going to be a battle, Des, because I think that Carney's a very forward-thinking player, and he's going to leave Murphy a lot of times 1v1 against Ryan Guy. So I can see Pat's trying to attack up this right wing as soon as he can get it. They'll be looking to hit Guy.
Well, they defended set pieces so well last Sunday at Talca Park. What can St. Pat's do from this one? Fahey standing over it. Paisley the obvious target. And Fahey teases it into a great area. Well, that didn't take long, did it?
Absolutely quality ball, this. I think the Cork defence are around looking at each other, having arguments now. What happened there? Free header, first 2 minutes of the game, 6-yard box. Again, fantastic ball in from Keith Fahey. Again, there's 2 Pats players there in the 6-yard box. I don't know whether Mick Devine doesn't come out into the crowd of people. He can't. But again, he shouldn't be getting a header in there. One of the smallest players on the pitch.
Well, Gary O'Neill strikes again. Scored a wonder goal here from long range against Linfield in the Setanta Sports Cup. That from a lot closer. But what a start. Well, the only thing really you can say in Cork City's favour now is they have practically the whole game to claw that back. But they're attacking a St. Patrick's Athletic defence that has conceded just twice in the league this season. Here's the goal scorer, O'Neill. Away by Murray. Well, it's a point I'm sure that won't be lost on Cork City supporters defensively. A few seasons back when they won the league, 2005, conceded just 18 goals in 33 league games. The following season conceded just 15 in 30. But last season, they leagued 32 in 33. St. Pat's are showing, well, goal scorers win your leagues, but defences do as well.
I think it was a test of character, you know, when Harris and Carroll, Partridge got injuries, who was going to step up to the plate? And last week they defended gallantly, you know, against Rovers under an onslaught for a lot of the game. And I think John McDonald will be concentrating and telling these lads that when these other guys come back and they're fit, and they're going to get in, you know, they're going to keep the shirts.
Well, it's the worst possible goal from a manager's point of view to concede, isn't it, from a set piece? You'll have worked all week, who's picking up who, and you'd have hammered it home as well in the dressing room minutes before they walked out, but obviously someone lost their man there. Gary O'Neill right in the position to profit.
It's the preparation that you work the whole week, and before you go out you're hammering bits and pieces into the lads. You know, don't give anything away early on, defend, hook things on, turn them. And you can't legislate for, you know, bad marking. A good ball into the box, but still you'd be disappointed with the defending.
Now Healy, Lorden and Horgan scored a rare goal in midweek in the League Cup win against Limerick 37. Stephen Brennan keeping his place in the side tonight. He's another who's had to bide his time. There's Damien Richardson, former Cork City manager, FAI Cup winning manager, taking a keen interest in proceedings here tonight. Not the only one. Guy leaning in on top of Carney. Spoke to Johnny MacDonald before the game, didn't we, about Guy's responsibilities defensively from set pieces.
Well, here we go, and Dan Murray's going up, Dennis Bean, Mooney, you know, some big lads, George O'Callaghan not well over 6 foot, and you look to see who's picking up.
Well, it's Paisley with Murray. It's kept away from those two. Mooney's on the ground, just has a little look towards the referee.
He's Desi Bourne there, had to pick him up, but again, he's got to keep his hands down.
Well, here's the goal again. You can see, well, no chance for Michael Devine from that range.
No chance, he can't even come out there, there's too many bodies. He's thinking, I can't take a chance. The smallest man getting a header in from 5 or 6 yard box, he'd be pulling his hair out on Matthews.
That's Gary O'Neill's 5th of the season, and 2nd in the league, having scored at Finn Harps. Here goes Carney taking on Brennan, gets to the end line as well. It's been a decent response to going behind.
When you look through the Cork team, there's so much experience there. They've been in situations like this before. I think we've got a lot of young lads who may be panicking a little bit, but they won't be.
The majority as well of league winners' medals from 3 years ago. They were captained by Dan Murray, who's in there again tonight. Near post delivery, important header from Lynch. Tidied up by Kirby. Carney not letting him out easily, and as a result it comes to Pat Sullivan. Lord clips it forward in Mooney's direction. Well, no one there for the flick on. Well, that's not the start he would have wanted. But league meetings between these two sides over the last 3 seasons, they've pretty much been split 50-50. Gary O'Neill, though, between Setanta Sports Cup and League, has a happy knack of scoring against the Leesiders. It's his early goal that has Pats ahead here tonight. Flick on from Quigley, and O'Neill looking to get in behind. And denied by an offside flag.
Well, Quigley and O'Neill don't have his size, but what they have is heart. They've got ability, but they use their body so well against the big lads. You never have a moment, any of the defences that we see them play against.
We spoke of the experience in the Cork City side. Gary O'Neill, a 2-time league winner. No guys misjudged that and bailed out by Lynch at the expense of a Cork City corner. And if you take the concession of the goal out of it, it's not been a bad opening 10 minutes or so for Cork City. Murphy with the outswinger. Very important header that from Dempsey. Comes to Carney. Hopes not to take the strike on Murray. Works it out to Murphy. Taking on Fahey. That will be another corner.
You see what they're doing on all the corners there. They're driving it just into that near post area for Dan Murray coming across, running from the back of the box. So it's hugely important that Gary Dempsey does his job there and doesn't get caught napping.
Now O'Callaghan comes for it short. What's he given here? I'm not sure about that one.
Looked like he was pointing at Dennis Bean there, wrestling with Paisley, well away from the ball as they were coming out there. So I don't think anyone on the ground knew what happened there, Des.
Well, he's the man who has them ahead, and Barry Ryan, who produced that astonishing save to deny Tyke Purcell against Shamrock Rovers a week ago. Knows if he can keep a clean sheet now, there's another 3 points on offer. No flag here against Quigley. Angle of the pass just beat him. Murphy eventually does go down the line. Flick on from Mooney and in turn from Behan. Carney up against Lynch. And tidying up is Fahey. Paisley. Looking for Quigley, who had the run on Murray there. A little overzealous in his challenge. Guy. Stepping in was Lorden now. Dan Murray. A round of applause from the Pat supporters on this side for Quigley's efforts there.
Again, you can just see the defenders are looking over the shoulders every time the ball's coming in, because you know someone's going to be closing them down. And when we've seen Pats early on this season against Linfield and that fantastic night, the fitness levels are very, very high.
There's a good win by Lynch. Healy. That's a loose one. Uncharacteristically so, and Kirby to come forward. Desi Byrne. Into the feet of O'Neill. Fahey. Lynch immediately makes himself available. Guy wide right. Lynch with time to measure across here. Well, it's too deep, and given the situation he should have done better, Lynch, but again, no pressure on the cross.
It's a good bit of play. You haven't seen Cork really get the chance to string 3 or 4 passes together. It seems to be pass, give it away, pass, knock it long. I think Johnny Mack, getting a picture from there, will be happy enough that they are trying to get the ball out wide and get crosses into the box.
Behan. Brennan well positioned. And now Paisley and Lynch between them to clear. Flick from Quigley. Came off Lorden. Horgan's header. Flick on from O'Callaghan, who hasn't got into it yet. Lorden. It's a percentage ball forward, and Mooney made sure Paisley had to do something with it. First there is Horgan. Healy. To his left, Murphy. Carney runs the line. Mooney wants it delivered in. That was Murphy's intention. Breaks kindly for O'Callaghan. You can't do anything with that. Much made of Pat's injury list. Gives a chance for one of the youngsters tonight to get on the bench. Andy Horan. It's in the right of picture. 18-year-old striker. I wonder if we'll see him at some point. There's also experience in there as well, though, with the likes of Michael Keane and Bobby Ryan. Now another set piece for Cork City. Murphy has gone across for the in-swinger. Healy, O'Callaghan and Murray all awaiting delivery. In the end, it came off a Pat's head. Unfortunate, it's come to no danger.
Great quality ball in there. I think Danny Murphy disappointed. Wasn't a few lads attacking that one there, but again Paisley, you know, following on from last week, gets his head to that and puts it over the throw on the far side. But great delivery.
Carney and O'Callaghan. Very tight situation. O'Callaghan's done well. Might need support now, and he'll settle for the corner. They've taken it short again. Murphy comes out to the edge. Here's Carney in room. Little shimmy. Closed down then by Dempsey. And Lorden right into the back of O'Neill. Not the greatest of free kicks to give away. I'm not quite sure where O'Neill was going to go there.
Never getting that. He's not even high, you know. O'Neill's higher than him there, and again he gives Pats a chance to get the ball down and start another attack.
He was coming forward, lost his footing. Lorden forced to put it out. Desi Byrne forward to take this St Patrick's Athletic throw-in. Leading by Gary O'Neill's goal inside the opening 2 minutes.
It's amazing, Des. They're going to take a long throw, and usually they bring the big centre back up, and they brought the little right winger in, and they're going to try and hit him off the long throw. Ryan Guy again.
And he's certainly adept, but he's up against Murray here and Divine Cumming as well. And free kick given to Cork City. Well, Alan Matthews' side are unbeaten in 3 away league games. They've drawn at Talca Park, St Coleman's Park, and they've won at Terryland Park. But so far Richmond Park is proving a bit of a problem. Here goes Behan. Leaves it there for Horgan. Now O'Callaghan. Carney. And you can see the red and white jersey swarming around Cork City in possession, but O'Callaghan got a great cross in. It will come to Danny Murphy. And Behan's touch isn't what it should have been. Here's Healy. Dabs it right to Horgan. Further right to Sullivan. City have the free kick.
Earlier there's great cross from George O'Callaghan, and what's happened with Gamble not being in the side, Healy's just sitting there and giving O'Callaghan the chance to go on, off you go and attack when you can.
Well, there's a definite significance about the game, particularly if St Patrick's Athletic were to go on and win this, because Cork City, albeit 9 games in, really have a lot of reeling in to do, not just of course on St Patrick's Athletic. Cork start tonight 7th in the table. Between them and Pats, Bohemians, Drogheda, Derry, Sligo, Bray. Good win for Drogheda on Friday night, 4-5 now for Paul Doolin's side. Also Sligo and Bray certainly worth mentioning. Had some excellent results of late. Sligo beating Shamrock Rovers, 3 wins in a row for them. And Bray Wanderers 13 points from the last 15 for Eddie Gormley. Another side going in the right direction. Flick on from Kirby. To no avail. Horgan's throwing. Lay off from O'Callaghan. Horgan ups to put it in towards Mooney, who got the flick on. O'Neill. Quigley. Shove it to Healy. Spins and then away, and O'Neill goes right. Guy waits for Lynch. Carney read that, and that will be a Cork City throw-in. Brian Kerr is in there. There he is, peeping out. It's part of a revolution he's been talking about at St Patrick's Athletic in the first year of a development plan. And when you consider that when Cork City won the league in 2005, St Pat's finished 10th, a whopping 42 points behind. And it's been some transformation. Cleared by Ryan. And Murray's cushioned header for O'Callaghan returns it to the captain. Now Horgan. O'Callaghan. Behan. Brennan there with him, and Behan then tangling with Desi Byrne.
Just frustration again from the Cork City players. I think it's a good ball into Behan, and to get his team up the park and get him in good position, he's got to take that in. And again, he knows it's a bad touch. He has a little kick at Desi Byrne. It's just frustration on his touch, really.
Dennis Behan just 1 goal this season so far against Finn Harps. Stays in the side tonight with John O'Flynn on the bench. O'Flynn having missed the last 3 through a combination of illness and injury. O'Neill. Heavy challenge that from Healy.
Again, it's just the difference with the passing. He's going up, it's sticking. He's getting a little bad touch there, but he gets his foot there again. Healy just can't get it, gives a free kick away, and it's the difference in the two teams at the moment.
Now, who's picking who here? It's Killian Lorden with the goal scorer, Gary O'Neill. Dan Murray keeping an eye on Paisley. Swung in towards Damien Lynch. 2 Cork City players going for it. From the manager's point of view, certainly better 2 than none.
I'd say before the game, Des, he was saying it was probably one of the areas that he maybe wasn't that worried about because of the height advantage, and he ended up giving a goal away after 2 minutes.
O'Callaghan launches it forward. Mooney will chase. Lynch had a 10-yard head start. Barry Ryan wants to play this. He's taking a chance. Lynch in a race here with Carney. And Lynch got there. Now Fahey. Guy. Lynch taking over. Dempsey. Lynch once more. Not quite the ball Quigley was looking for. Pitch certainly conducive to the passing game. Both sides are looking to play. It's been lengthened and widened this season. I'm sure Cork City won't be complaining with that either. Plenty of pace, plenty of width on both sides.
Again, it's Pat Sullivan overlapping there on the right wing, gets the cross in. Linesman a good vision of that, and so it went out. But again, it's a good bit of play. Mooney setting the ball up. Once the ball sticks up there, the team can push up behind it with a lot of confidence, and then you get into the areas to cause team problems.
Hooked forward by O'Callaghan. Paisley watching that. And Dempsey helping it on. And Murphy will go back to Devine. Certainly these two clubs, these two sides have a lot of respect for each other. Know the strengths and, to be fair, not too many weaknesses on either side. Healy looking for an option. He went for Sullivan. Went for a little around the corner ball read by Dempsey. And that's going to be given against Gary Dempsey. Challenge with George O'Callaghan.
I'd like to see that one again. It doesn't look like there's too much in that. And again, some of these games are always turn on bad decisions or little bits of luck, and didn't look much in that tackle there from Dempsey.
And so far, St. Patrick's Athletic have held firm from numerous Cork City corners. What about this free kick? It's Murphy again to tease it in. Mooney! Well, Ryan Fortunate was straight at him. Mooney is down and injured. Went for the header bravely, it almost paid off.
A great header. I think he knew he was probably going to get a smack there, but he's trying to get flick it on there. It's a great ball in. Just teased in front of the 6-yard box, gets across Lynch and straight at Barry Ryan. Probably anywhere else from there, Des, and it ends up in the back of the net.
Well, he's a goal scorer, Mooney, isn't he? He has that instinct. He's the one they're hoping can fill Roy O'Donovan's shoes. O'Donovan managed 21 league goals and 29 appearances for Cork City last year before moving to Sunderland. They also lost the goal-scoring talents of Leon McSweeney, of course, pre-season.
I think it surprised a lot of people that he went down to Cork, and it was no disrespect because people were expecting him to go across the water. People were saying to Crystal Palace, Wolves, a lot of teams were very interested, but Cork have gone out of their way. I think every team in the league probably would have liked to get Dave Mooney, and Cork broke the bank to get him.
Just as we see the manager as well, I was just about to say, not many Dublin players end up going to Cork. There's always a few. Mooney's a big signing and he could well have a big year for them. Did so well with Longford Town last year. 19 league goals, he led the way.
It won't affect his boyish good looks anyway. I don't think there's any blood or claret there. You know, I think he'd be happy enough the ice pack, little bump.
There you can see. Okay to continue. And that That effort by Mooney will certainly give Pats defensively again just something to think about. Can't afford to be giving away too many free kicks. Danny Murphy's delivery so far have been of a very high standard. Dempsey wins it and takes it back. Then looks for Gary O'Neill in behind. Again working Lorden. And Lorden's going to try and get there to block this Kirby cross. He can't manage that. That's his central defensive partner Dan Murray to clear. Dempsey, Byrne, Kirby. Chance to have a little run here at Horgan. He's come inside Kirby. Good defensive play there from George O'Callaghan. Carney tees it up for Healy. On in turn for Murphy. Healy. He's looking for that ball inside to either Behan or Mooney. Dempsey again read it well.
Again, Cork, they have a couple of passes. It goes to Colin Healy. He'd be disappointed to give the ball away there. And again, it's just frustration from Mooney. There's a little clip in his heels, nothing major in that one.
He's been a little errant on a couple of occasions in his passing. Here he is on it again. Horgan. O'Callaghan. He'll be happy to be back in a central role this evening. Started the season on the right hand side to good goal scoring effect though. He's their top scorer this season with 7 between League Cup and Setanta Sports Cup. O'Lorden's under pressure here. O'Neill has muscled him off it. Needs support now. Or does he? Gary O'Neill to go it alone. And we saw what he could do from that range when they beat Linfield here.
Great bit of play, great ball here from Desi Bourne, just over the top. You think he's second favourite there to get it. Gets his shoulder in. He's a strong lad, Gary O'Neill. Then he gets his back into play. This is where he's comfortable. And there's no way he's passing there. He's going to have a shot the way he started the game.
Terrific work rate as well. Always keeps defenders busy. Behan, good ball all the way out to Healy. Murray coming forward to make the extra man. And now Horgan. Mooney running into the channel. Paisley comes across with him. Mooney looking to spin. 2 outnumbers 1 though. And St Patrick's Athletic can clear. Now, Damien Lynch, we believe, has a problem. So young Noel Haverty, Republic of Ireland under-19 international, has just come back from injury. He'll soon be entering the fray. What has Johnny MacDonald done to deserve all these defensive injuries? It's the end for the captain. Damien Lynch passes the armband on to Keith Fahey.
Is it his head or is it hamstring? Johnny will be hoping it's a bang in the head and maybe he'll be back in a couple of weeks. If it's a muscle injury, it could be 4 to 5 weeks again. Talking about patching up your defence. I think Johnny might be getting his boots out in the next few weeks if any more injuries come.
So Noel Haverty, very highly rated at the club, on loan at Shelburne last season. Comes on for his 2nd appearance of the season. Substitute in victory at St Harps, or Finn Harps rather, on for St Patrick's Athletic now. Normally a centre half, but might be filling in at right back. Patrick Sullivan looking to do it all himself here. Kirby comes back to his goalkeeper. Free kick given against Guy. Now Fahey. No one to his right. So he holds on and waits. Hearing confirmation it's a hamstring injury for Damien Lynch, and his replacement Noel Haverty showing he's not shy in getting forward there.
Substitution for Setanta Athletic was number 16 in neutral, replaced by number 19 Noel Haverty.
Here's Horgan. Just to confirm, it's now O'Carroll Harris, Partridge, Frost and Lynch on the injury list. Sullivan, that's a great ball in towards Mooney. And vigilant goalkeeping from Barry Ryan.
Great bit of play, great bit of decent play there from Cork. Ball out to Pat Sullivan, doesn't think anything, just slips it into the danger area, and again Mooney only a whisker away from that.
Ryan Guy got his header in under pressure from two Cork City players. Here's Carney.
Yeah, great
chance to measure this. Still a good period for Cork City. And we'll be with them again in RLX Live, offering Sunday the 18th of May. They'll be at Derrymount Park to take on Bohemians. On Tuesday the 27th, we're back here at Richmond Park, St. Pat's against Bows. And on June 1st, we'll be at the Brandywell for Derry City against Cork City. Some appetising games ahead. And still this one to be decided, but St. Patrick's Athletic with the advantage. Dempsey. Now O'Neill, all very tight with Quigley. It's to shift it. Danny Murphy got a toe on it. They backed off Quigley. And eventually it was Colin Healy coming in.
But again, it's good play around the edge of the box. 5 or 6 passes, very assured, very confident. Quigley again, think he loses it. It's a little torn, and again he's like O'Neill, doesn't need a second chance. If he sees the goal, he'll pull the trigger. Good defending from the Cork defence there.
Left back, Desi Byrne, who's gone all the way across to take this. 4 red and white shirts inside the box. Gary Dempsey loitering just outside. Cork have kept 3 men up. And it comes to Quigley. What a strike, what a save. Well, we had one last week from Barry Ryan. How did Michael Devine keep that out? A rasper from Quigley.
He's just kept Cork in the game there, Des. Ball to the far post, can't strike it any sweeter than that, and great reactions from Michael Devine. Fantastic save. Absolute catches that on the meat. Absolute fantastic strike and great save.
Quigley must have been thinking goal as soon as it left his boot. Here's Fahey to come back post towards Guy. Header away was from Neil Horgan.
Again, it's set pieces, Des. You know, you're thinking that you've got the big lads in there, you've got a lot of experienced defenders, and again, every time the ball goes into the box, it looks like they could concede.
Well, once again, they're not committing too many into the box, St. Pat's, but they're hoping they can be effective. Paisley got a flick on, but Cork City could clear. Now Kirby. Paisley has stayed forward. Fahey. Healy looking to force him back. Kirby just helps it on to Brennan. Kirby again spinning away and now looking for Guy. Murphy and Devine will have to get this right between them, and they did. In by the goalkeeper, who immediately sets Carney going forward. And Dennis Bean's offside.
He's having a go at him there, Des. What he's saying is play it early. As soon as you look up, just get it into the area there. As soon as he takes another touch, Carney, Dennis Bean's going to be off because he's set off so early.
Carney winning that back. Clearance by Murphy, straight to Fahey though. Looks for a big switch out to Alan Kirby, a little bit ambitious that one. Fahey with the captain's armband now after Damien Lynch's early departure. If you're joining us late, the goal came in a quick fire fashion. Gary O'Neill inside 2 minutes. A Keith Fahey free kick. As the table stands, good viewing for St. Patrick's Athletic supporters. 6 points clear at the top, 11 points clear as it stands. The side they would regard certainly as a title chasing rival.
To get the ball in the box with no pressure on it. The delivery from Danny Murphy has been absolutely fantastic. Jenny McDonald won't be happy with Paisley if anything happens in this one.
10 minutes or so to the half-time whistle. A good time for Cork to respond. Swung in by O'Callaghan, headed away by Fahey. Here's Sullivan. Oh, he caught that brilliantly. And a combination of goalkeeper and the crossbars denied Cork City.
Fantastic strike there, brilliant.
Well, we'll have a look at that again in a moment, but Cork City keeping the pressure on here. Well, we've had two wonderful efforts at goal at either end, one from Quigley, one from Sullivan. Both deserving of a goal, neither ending in one.
Again, Des, it's great. Pat Sullivan takes it on his chest. You think he's just going to help it back in the box and catches it brilliantly. I think Barry Ryan gets a little touch there and gets it onto under the post. But again, Cork really haven't been in the game with that one bit of quality. You know, could have got them back in. A great save again from Barry Ryan. Probably not as good as his one last week, but not too bad.
It would have been some way to open your account for your new club, wouldn't it? Pat Sullivan. So Barry Ryan pull off a wonderful save again. The same Pat's goalkeeper, obviously, on the top of his game. And that's another facet of his game as well. Never shy to come off his line, deal with anything with his feet.
It's one of the things you look at nowadays when you're looking at goalkeepers. It's so important that they can strike the ball.
Sullivan's throw in. O'Callaghan. And Dan Murray opted not to come. Quigley will look to punish him. Mark Quigley never caught it.
George O'Callaghan's sigh of relief there. Really sloppy pass across the middle of the park. Falls to Quigley, great feet. And the form he's on, he'd be disappointed he hasn't hit the target with a bit more power there.
And seen his strike partner score. Match on that occasion though in Cork City. On the front foot here again now with O'Callaghan. One hand ball, he's not going to get it. And O'Neill, good strength again to hold it up. And now they can get men forward. Desi Byrne, the left back, leading the charge. Fahey, Quigley and Guy making up the yards. And Carney's in to win it back for Cork. Bean wants it early again. This time he's onside. Haverty stretching to get there. He's got a foot on it, but Bean continues on. Still Dennis Bean. Pulled it into a wonderful area. From Cork City's point of view, no one there to occupy it. Mooney had come near post. Now Sullivan. Outside playing some excellent football. Horgan looking to stand up a deep cross. It's gone out of play.
Again, good running from Dennis Bean down into those channels. Carney again gives it to him when he should have. Gets to the end line. Haverty thinks he's won the tackle. Bean rides the challenge and gets to the end line. A great bit of defending. Good calm defending there from Dempsey, I think it was. It's good play here from Bean. Gets it, cuts it back into the danger area. And again, don't panic, Gary Dempsey. Great bit of defending.
He's not the panicking kind, is he? Or his goalkeeper. Great win from Guy. Important touch from Murphy. Mooney's running and no flag. Ian is ambling towards the penalty spot. That's towards him. Put out by Brennan. And now Fahey having to deal with the referee Damien Hancock.
I think it's what Cork have to do. They're trying to be too precise sometimes in the ball into the feet. They need to turn the Pats defence, get them running towards the back of the goal so the defenders, the Cork defenders, can get up behind them. I'd say I'm actually screaming at them, turn them.
By Guy, O'Neill, Quigley, quick feet to get him away from the challenge of O'Callaghan. Fahey opens it up to Byrne. Either away from Murray. And Kirby's challenge deemed an illegal one.
And I just think it's two honest lads going for a header. There doesn't look to be anything in that.
And they're 1-0 up. They've won their last two league games 1-0, St Patrick's Athletic. Seen as a free scoring side, but Johnny MacDonald knows full well that games need to be 1-1-0. And he'll happily take that. Well, Paisley will be looking to keep out his former manager's charges. A very successful period. He and Alan Kirby under Alan Matthews at Longford Town. O'Callaghan again in a tight situation, digs out across. Danny Murphy. Horgan. O'Callaghan wants it and gets it. Horgan. Sullivan's made a little run here. That was the intended recipient of the pass from Horgan. The balance of play, do you think Cork City will be disappointed to be behind in that respect?
I think so. I think Alan Matthews will be demanding a lot more from them, as in tempo of the game and around the edge of the box, that bit of guile. They've got enough quality players there to pick passes, but it just seems to be breaking down a lot of the time, and really from set pieces or crosses, long balls into the box seems the only time they're really going to get a chance to score.
It is very intricate at times. When it works, it can be a joy to watch, but so far they haven't found a way past, once again, a very well organised and resolute St Patrick's Athletic defence.
What they're doing there is when Cork are attacking, Pats are going into two banks of four and they're pulling quickly back into their sitting midfielder who's Healy. So when they're trying to spread the ball across the pitch, they look up and they just see the red shorts, so they have to go back, or either trying that pass through the eye of a needle, and it's not really happening for them now.
Swept away by Brennan. Murphy leaning in, ensuring O'Neill couldn't make a jump for that. Here's Lord. Horgan. Into the feet of Mooney. Sullivan. Skips away from Kirby, still with Sullivan. Brennan forced to head clear. They will feel, with the amount of possession they've had, that they're worthy of being on terms, Cork City. Healy. O'Callaghan's gone down. And I think Dempsey knew what was coming, looked at the referee.
Again, pass into Healy. O'Callaghan has a little look to be his right, sees him coming, puts his body there and wins the free kick. It is a free kick. Dempsey should be staying on his feet, but very harsh, and in this day and age you don't need too much for lads to go over. There's goal scoring opportunities from Cork with the quality of Murphy and O'Callaghan on the ball.
Well, it was cleverly won by George O'Callaghan. You would imagine he would be favoured here. Or will it be Murphy to go? Something a little more direct. O'Callaghan is having a good look at this. Barry Ryan waits on his line. It is O'Callaghan. It found a way through, but Ryan was equal to it.
Again, good quality. Barry Ryan very sharp across his line here. Doesn't take chances, doesn't try and hold it, pushes away from goal, and Brennan follows up.
Well, it was notable. Cork City had Dennis Bean positioned on the end of the wall, and that's where O'Callaghan aimed. Bean ducked out of the flight of the ball, and O'Callaghan denied by a good Ryan save. That's for Guy. There's time and space here. Comes back inside Murphy. He's looking for a ball. He's found one. It's to Quigley. Chance to measure this one.
Again, good bit of play from Ryan Guy. Great pick out from Quigley, and again, he should just be hitting through that. He'd be disappointed he hasn't really hit the target. He has hit the target, but not with the power. He should just have a right go. The confidence that he's in at the moment.
It really is one end to the other. Now St. Pat's turns to attack. Guy was eyeing that one up, but Murray at the right angle on that, and now Guy is out of position and Carney allowed to scamper forward. Haverty having to come and engage him, and that leaves room for Bean. Taking on Brennan. Healy. O'Callaghan to his right, look for the ball into the feet of Mooney instead. And once again you can see, as Curtis has already pointed out, 2 banks of 4 from St. Patrick's Athletic. And Quigley and Mooney helping out as well.
Again, Alan Matthews, they need to shift it quickly. Don't let Pats get into the 2 banks of 4. As soon as you get down a chance, shift the passes as quickly, move Pats around a little bit. It just seems to be all wanting to go down the middle, precise passes.
1 minute of time to be added on, and here's Mooney in behind. Faced by Haverty, who did enough.
Mooney will be disappointed there. The initial ball was a great ball over Haverty, and his first touch took him away from goal. If it's a good touch, he's in on goal and could get an equaliser just before half time.
That's a searching ball for Sullivan, who has kept it in play. Mooney and Bean awaiting delivery. Finds its way to Mooney, and just looked to touch it off to O'Callaghan. Once again capable of defending. Here's Fahey. O'Neill. Link up with Quigley there.
See Alan Matthews gone absolutely crazy there. Cork are on the attack. As soon as Pats get it, they can play a ball out and the strikers are picking it up into their feet. What he's saying to the Cork defence is, as soon as we're on the attack, get in front of them. Don't let them have an easy ball out, and let's give the Pats defence a chance to get out. But you can see him, he's raging there at the defenders, and I don't know what he's capable of it, but I could see the hairdryer maybe at half time.
Well, there is that half-time whistle. 2 title pretenders have come together at Richmond Park. And it has been an occasion to savour. But at the end of it, first 45 minutes have passed, and it's St. Patrick's Athletic who have the advantage. Glorious evening at Richmond Park, and these 2 sides have stood up to be counted. Great attendance once again for a Sunday evening fixture, and it was a set piece, perhaps surprisingly, that saw St. Pat's make the breakthrough. Gary O'Neill. Mooney's certainly been a threat at the other end, and both goalkeepers have been in fine form. Messrs Devine and Ryan on top of their game. And at half time, as the teams head off, it's 1-0 St. Pat's. Studio analysis next.
In our live game tonight, after 45 minutes, it's St. Pat's 1, Cork City 0. Gary O'Neill, after 2 minutes, who gave the league leaders the lead. Pat, we've been very critical, maybe overcritical of Cork, but I suppose we have to give credit to St. Pat's. They've defended really well.
I think tactically, John McDonald's got it spot on. You can see how quick their wide players are to retreat. It gives them a very solid base in the midfield. The midfield is slowing down that Cork attack every single time, and there just hasn't been any penetration from Cork City. But let's give St. Pat's credit, and also that system suits the 2 front runners, because what both Gary O'Neill and Mark Quigley are very good at doing is that when Cork City are attacking, they're on the edges of the attack, they drop into that pocket, and if it breaks down, they're on their counter-attack straight away. But don't forget, John O'Flynn on the bench for Cork City. That could be significant. Well, whether John O'Flynn makes an appearance or not, we'll find out shortly. But let's go back to the ground and join our reporter, Will Downing.
Well, news on Damien Lynch's injury going off after 27 minutes for St. Patrick's Athletic. A slight hamstring tear. Not expected to be back for a couple of weeks, but not terribly serious. As for St. Patrick's Athletic, no changes reported for the second half. Cork City, we're hearing exactly the same. Back up to Curtis and Des.
Thanks very much indeed, Will. He's getting a bit of a colour down there tonight, isn't he?
Yes, to be fair. I hope he brought the amber there.
Well, both sides back on the pitch. Dennis Bean was the man who came up with an 87th minute equaliser in a 1-1 here last season, after St. Pat's had led 1-0 at half time. And that is the situation as we enter the second half as well, all as a result of this goal from Gary O'Neill with less than 2 minutes gone. Not the start Alan Matthews was looking for. Well, 2 sides who have title ambitions. Mooney's been a threat for Cork City, certainly, but both goalkeepers have been in exemplary form, Michael Devine and Barry Ryan. And key components as to why we've only had one goal so far. And that goal has come from that man, Gary O'Neill. And Cork City with the chasing to do now in the second half. Well, what do you see changing, Curtis, from a Cork City point of view now, second half?
Well, hopefully the tempo. Pat and Felix touching it there. They haven't really played at any great tempo. They've let Pats get back into the two banks of four. I would say let's start the second half off. Let's turn them. Let's get up behind them. Don't give them the time to play, and let's see how they handle it. Johnny Mackey saying exactly the same. We're looking comfortable when we have it, and the two front men are doing brilliant for us.
And here they are again in tandem, O'Neill and Quigley, forcing Cork City onto the back foot. It's O'Neill, sells the dummy to Murray, comes back to Guy. There's a lot of air on that, always going to be the goalkeeper's ball.
This is where you can get the tempo up. There's when the ball lands in the keeper's hand. Does he rush? Does he get it down? Does he, smash it long? Get the strikers chasing it. Pats again back into shape, waiting to defend the kick.
And Devine will send it long in Mooney's direction, and he's won it as well. And Stephen Brennan slightly askew, helped out by Paisley, on by Dempsey. It's a big half for Cork City, particularly coming into this one off the back of a league loss against Drogheda United. Bowled out to Murray. Now Murphy. Horgan. Mooney dropping off. That's a loose one from Horgan, easily seized on by Paisley. Murray steps in. Kearney's off and running, chase on here with Ryan Guy. And Guy gets there. Guy will have an important role to play defensively as well now, second half, won't he, with young Noel Haverty. Doesn't have too much senior experience, although highly rated. And a goal down, Cork City will need to push on. Murphy swinging, Ryan's missed that one. And Cork City, unfortunately, it didn't fall a little kinder for Pat Sullivan. I would imagine wasn't expecting the goalkeeper to get that one all wrong.
I think Danny Murphy again, the great quality ball into the box, and I think Barry Ryan got caught. Am I coming to punch or am I coming to catch? And just got caught in two minds and lost the flight of it. But again, there wasn't too many Cork City bodies flying into the box there.
Horgan flips it forward into the corner for Sullivan, defending by Desi Byrne.
It's not pretty, Des, but when you do that, again, they're getting a throw in 10 yards from the end line, and they've got the Pats team hemmed in there. Sometimes people call it route one, but when you need to get back into the game, you need to turn the Pats defence.
O'Callaghan holding on against Dempsey. He's put his cross behind though. Neil Horgan was an unlikely goal scorer midweek. Alan Matthews would take a goal from anyone at the moment. Will be the issue of the sun to deal with as well in the second half. You can see the shadows cast on the pitch. In particular he'd have been looking for an improvement on second half, Curtis?
I don't think so. I think he probably said it quickly. Let's have a strike through the body. A couple of chances there, other than making Devine make that brilliant save. He hasn't tested him that much when he had the chances to do so. But I'd say he's very, very happy with his shape and his game plan, with Quigley sitting in the Healy, and he's done his job and stuck to it really well.
This man's done his job as well, not just putting the ball in the net. Gary O'Neill has held it up well.
Talk about Alan Kirby as well, Des. You know, we saw Frost is out, but it gives a chance for Kirby to get into the team, and he is non-stop. He's great energy.
Well played, Stephen Brennan. He's found a great ball as well for Quigley. O'Neill wants it. Kirby and Fahey joining in now as well. It was all good up to the final delivery from St. Patrick's Athletic.
Again, Pats get a breakaway. The ball up to Dennis Bean, gets wrestled off it. Quigley gets all the way to the end line. He'd be disappointed there he hasn't picked his teammate out there, but they've gone with that much pace. The bodies couldn't get in there. There was only O'Neill.
Here's Sullivan. Good first touch, brings Horgan into it. And O'Callaghan. We'll need more from him, Cork City, second half. And he's picked out a good ball here for Mooney, who's got turned and slides in Dennis Behan. Ryan's taken a knock as Behan slid in to challenge.
And again, it's a good little bit of play. Mooney's dropped into that hole, tried to pick out Behan. Again, he slid. I don't think there's much in that. I don't think there's any nastiness in it. I think he's just left his foot up a little bit. Nothing major. I think Barry will be up. He's quite a tough lad. He'll be up in a minute. But it's the first time that Cork have maybe strung 4 little quick passes together. And then Mooney's come in, dropped into that hole. He's asking the pass defence questions. Nearly slips Dennis Bean in. Better from Cork.
A little sign of a link-up between Cork City's front two. Okay, Curtis, you can take this one.
I think the pictures tell the story. Yes.
It was Danny O'Connor last week. It's Barry Ryan this week. Could be a painful game, can't it?
Definitely can. I thought he'd spring back up, but after seeing that in slow motion, maybe I was asking a little bit too much of him.
There's the Cork City bench, including Dara Ryan, Darren Murphy, Colin O'Brien, John O'Flynn. And just head back left, there he is. Will he get his chance tonight?
It looks like he could be getting ready there. He's probably fixing his shin pads.
It's either that or he can't bear to watch after what happened to Barry Ryan. Flick on from Mooney. Good touch that from Brennan. And Danny Murphy's in a spot of bother here. Cards coming out for that challenge.
Again, I think a few people thought it might be red as the referee was running over there. Again, it's been a good battle with those two today. Danny Murphy has his eye on the ball, but he's got a great leap, Ryan Guy. Gets his arm across him. Again, I don't think he's meant to smash him there. I think he's just got his arm across. It's been a good battle. And Ryan Guy's, you know, at the moment has won so many headers. I think Danny Murphy's saying, I need to get in there.
And as a player, when the referee does move with that little extra spring in the step, that intent, got to be fearing the worst, don't you?
Well, it's happened a couple of times to myself, Des, and you're kind of worried. You're saying, I didn't mean it. You're pleading your innocence, but sometimes they've made their own mind up by then.
Header away from Sullivan. And now Healy. Taking it away to Dempsey. Guy. O'Neill. Busy style. Needs to slip one through for Kirby. Tidied up by O'Callaghan. Murphy puts his boot through it. Behan does well. Sullivan. That's another great ball.
Just before that we saw Colin Healy give the ball away, and it's not really down to Colin Healy. The man who wins it often is Gary O'Neill. They must have worked on this in training all week. Any time the holding player gets it, we need to be snapping around them.
Won by Lorden. And now Murphy. Sullivan. That's Horgan on the touchline. No doubt, one of the best sides in possession, Cork City. Well capable of holding on to it. No end product so far tonight.
There's the need to look forward, you know, a bit earlier. They're looking at force passes back, sideways. They need to be hitting the strikers.
O'Neill disguised that beautifully. And at the back was Kirby. A little bit too much on the ball, but initially from O'Neill, magical.
big difference in the league now, as we've said on numerous occasions, is the fitness. And again, he's given the eyes on O'Neill. You think he's going to pull the trigger. Great run from Dempsey, good defending again. But the fitness levels have really grown in the league over the last few years.
Easily tangling with Behan. First onto it was Dempsey. Now Fahey. Guy. Taking on Murphy's away from him, but not from Healy. Carney. O'Callaghan. Desi Byrne crashing in at the expense of a free kick.
Not letting the midfielders, you know how good Healy and O'Callaghan are, and every time they pick it up, there's someone snapping at the heels. They can't get their head up to make that clinical pass.
He'd love a second goal, wouldn't he? At the moment, some defending for St Patrick's Athletic to do. This Guy climbing, breaks for Carney, taking on Haverty, gets his cross in. Not the cross he was looking for. Are they missing Joe Gamble tonight, do you think, Curtis?
I think so. I think he knits things together, and I think he makes a tempo game sometimes for Cork. He gets it and he's probing all the time. His first thought usually is, can I play forward? If not, he'll play sideways or backwards, but his thought is always to go forward, and I think they're missing that with him today, that he can set the tempo of the game or the way Cork play.
By Dempsey and then by Healy. Being eyes on the ball all the way, but beaten to it by Desi Byrne. Dempsey flips it into the corner for O'Neill. Kirby goes on. Support arriving from Desi Byrne. Now Fahey. Oh, it's a wonderful ball, well disguised, and Desi Byrne with time here to pick someone out. It's Kirby. Sliced off his boot. Wonderful move from St Patrick's Athletic, and still not over. Fahey wanted to hit it, didn't quite have the space. Now O'Neill to the end line, hangs one up towards Quigley.
Great passage of play there from Pats. Absolutely fantastic play. Good clinical passing, good probing when they get a chance. Again, great ball here from Fahey into Desi Byrne. Cuts it back. Alan Kirby arrives in flying. Hard ball to deal with, probably disappointing to get a bit of contact on that, but good bit of play again from Pats.
Free kick conceded by Liam Carney. Little nudge in the back of Ryan Guy.
As you said, Des, you know it's important that he does help the full-back Haverty out, and he has. He's sat right in front of him, talking to him, helping out in the air and defensive duties.
Oh, it's a great win from Guy. O'Neill is in here, looks to clip one over Michael Devine, who got something on it. That something was enough to give Lorden the chance to clear.
Again, they're looking sharp, Des. Long ball up the line again to Guy. Gets his little flick, and again, always on his toes, Gary O'Neill. Again, for Gary O'Neill, I think that's a chance. I don't know whether he's tried to cross or go for goal there, but again, good flick on from Guy, and he'd be disappointed he didn't hit the target there, Gary.
Now let's keep an eye on Guy here as it swung in towards the near post. Devine dropped it, but had the time to claim it at the second attempt. This time it is an early delivery towards Mooney. Kirby helping out. Sheets and 8 for St Patrick's Athletic heading into this game. Defensively, very resilient, very organised. Commendable, really, their defensive third. And you've got men like O'Neill and Quigley, Kirby. There's always a goal or two in you. It's a nice mix. Horgan. Mooney wants it to feet, goes instead for Healy. And in turn to Murphy. Booming cross, and coming in at the back is Carney. Good header from Kirby.
It's a good bit of play from Cork again, recycling the ball across the pitch, looking comfortable in possession. Ball out to Murphy, and again, as he's done all evening, good ball into the box, and great defender from Kirby.
Haverty is keeping an eye on Dave Mooney. Danny Murphy again. Swing this one in with that left boot. Mooney goes towards the near post. Oh, anything on that. Anything on that, and Ryan was beaten. Oh, at the other end, Lorden. Not a great decision. Now O'Neill. 3 in the box to aim for, takes it on himself. And Devine down low at his near post at the expense of a corner. Chances at both ends.
Great passage of play, great passage of play. Again, delivery from Danny Murphy, fantastic. Haverty giving a hard job there to Mark Mooney. Just loses him. I think he should be getting a header on target here, Mooney. Just gets in front of him, hits his head, and again, look, it doesn't fall to a Cork player, but again, falls to Brennan, and he end up attacking down the road with Gary O'Neill and getting a corner. Great passage of play.
Signal given by Desi Byrne. Signal read by Mark Quigley. Back out to Byrne once more to fizz it in. Straight at Patrick Sullivan though. 2 men to the right, one of whom is Healy. Sullivan. Now Murray, and again St. Pat's have got in a defensive shape that forces Cork City to slow it down. Guy can clear. Now Murphy quickly tracks him back. Murphy goes on to good effect as well. And eventually sliding in incisively was Haverty.
He hasn't looked out of place. He's really stuck to his guns in there, and I would say at half time they were saying let's try and get a few balls down that wing and test him, see how strong he is, and he stood up to the challenge very well.
In the season, period on loan at Shelburne obviously stood Noel Haverty in good stead. O'Callaghan's done well here. Carney stands it up. Mooney's header lands on the top of the net. He was always reaching for it, Mooney.
Great bit of play here from George O'Callaghan, and then quickly your striker ends up 1v1 with him there. Carney, great little ball in again. Ball's gone away from goal. Mooney's got to have to generate the power on that header himself. And again, you know, it's a difficult one to hit the target from. Good bit of play from George O'Callaghan.
Head of Guy. Quickly's managed to keep it in play. And Murray goes right for Horgan. Kirby cutting off the angle of supply to Sullivan, but it finds its way to Sullivan via Mooney. Healy. Mooney stretching further was Kirby. Pats have it back. Desi Byrne. Kirby's layoff for Dempsey. St. Patrick's Athletic moving again. Left side to right side now, it's with Guy. Running Danny Murphy, getting his cross in. Clearance by Dan Murray, who wants his defenders out here. And Lorden obliges, only as far as Fahey. Quigley's layoff. Clip forward by Dempsey, Fahey's in here! And Fahey scored, has he? Well, was it Fahey's goal? Was it an own goal? Doesn't matter for St. Patrick's Athletic. They lead by 2-0.
Absolutely fantastic play around the edge of the box. You're talking about a team of confidence and a team of ability. Absolutely fantastic play. See Fahey lays it off there, continues his run. What a pick out from Dempsey. And again shows all his agility to get a shot on target there. The keeper bearing down, but what a pass from Dempsey. One midfielder to the other. Absolutely fantastic play. Deserved to go with that. But again, that's a team in confidence, a team with ability.
Well, Johnny MacDonald knows exactly how important that goal could prove. You're never quite sitting handily on a 1-goal advantage, but at 2 you can breathe a little easier. Will Allen Matthews now, I wonder, be forced to react. And it looks like John O'Flynn is about to enter the fray. Mooney's layoff for Behan.
That might be Behan's last chance in this game. The ball falling there. The Behan-Mooney partnership really hasn't helped, but they have to throw John O'Flynn. They've got to take a chance now, or will they take a midfielder off and play the 3 up?
Mooney's offside here. Keith Fahey and Gary Dempsey. It's a burgeoning relationship between the two, isn't it? What a lovely little dink from Dempsey, and Fahey, well, it was going in, defender or not.
Fantastic ball though, isn't it, Des? Great little pick out. He knows where he's going, continues his run. Great first touch, great second touch to get it on target, and again, undefendable that.
Well, that goal for Fahey means that already, we're just into May, he's equalled his goal return from last season. Been something I'm sure pre-season Johnny McDonald would have been speaking to him about, just perhaps weighing in with some more goals. And the man with the captain's armband at the moment is certainly obliged. Haverty. He's really enjoying his game now, Haverty, isn't he?
Talk about red cards, Des. Here we go. I think
it's going to be a second yellow. Yep, Danny Murphy's gone. Goes from bad to worse for Cork City.
He's done very well to get in front of the ball there, knocks it off to Ryan Guy and runs in to Danny Murphy. Again, I don't think there's too much malice in it, but again, he does have a touch because flying in the air, Haverty, and Vianney coming back for Cork City now. Does Alan Matthews change his mentality now? Is he going to bring up Flynn on? Again, you can see Haverty just flicks it. You know, he just runs in there. Haverty's in the air, leaves his shoulder, and I think it's a harsh sending off.
Well, Alan Matthews, 2 massive games in the space of 10 days or so against Drogheda United and against St Patrick's Athletic. Lost Joe Gamble early in defeat to Drogheda, and a 2-0 down and just about to make a change. He's lost his left full-back Danny Murphy, and perhaps with that, all chance of getting something out of this game.
What he's done, he's put Pat Sullivan over there to left back. He's played full-back there for Longford, so he'd be comfortable enough in there. But again, he's been a threat going forwards. Sullivan with his balls into the box, and they're going to lose that.
Well, it's resembling a 4-3-2 now for Cork City. And St Pat's will look to exploit the spaces. Guys offside here. It's a real hammer blow, isn't it? His yellow card for the challenge on Ryan Guy, and then when you commit to a challenge against someone coming at you at pace, you have to get it right, don't you?
Well, that's it. To be fair, I think when we see it again, he looks like he's kind of pulling out. He's turned his shoulder. He knows he's going to have a bit of contact, but Haverty has flicked it and jumped, and as he's jumped, he's clipped Murphy, and it looked probably worse than it was.
Drill forward by Murray. There is Haverty back in the action. Here's Carney. And what can they do now? Table will not make pretty reading from the final whistle if it is to be a St Patrick's Athletic victory here. Cork City will have 11 points to make up. O'Neill got that early breakthrough goal, and how important that was. Fahey forward, looks to measure it. Sullivan backpedaling, won the header, and now Murray for O'Callaghan. Behan, Horgan. Looking for options. They're one option short now, of course. So use of possession will have to be accurate. Here's O'Callaghan. Only wanted a little one to feed. Ups instead for Horgan. Taking on Desi Byrne, going on the outside. And Byrne stuck to his task.
In Cork, haven't given up. 10 passes there. A bit of patience out to Horgan, who we haven't really seen. One of his strengths is getting on beyond the winger. Hasn't been able to do it this evening.
Callahan's delivery found its way beyond Kirby. Callahan will get another opportunity here, coming inside. Found a way beyond Fahey. Ball has stayed in play. Healy. Leaving up against 10. St. Pat's will have a few minutes now to just grow into this advantage. Callahan, Carney taking on Stephen Brennan. That is given as a goal kick.
You can see it there, Des. I don't think he's touched him. He's turned his back, he's jumped in the air and he's ended up flicking off him, and I think it's a very, very harsh sending off. He knows he's been booked earlier. I don't think he's gone there into that tackle with any malice.
I think you're right, Curtis. It's a foul because he impeded Haverty coming forward, but really, is that a yellow card? Gary O'Neill looking to rub salt into the Cork City wounds. Across the bows of Devine. It's going to go for a throw in.
He's been tireless. As he's playing on the shoulders, the defenders, they don't know whether he's going in behind or he's coming into feet. It's been fantastic all night.
Well, after tonight, some big games coming up for these two sides as well. St. Pat's will next host UCD before heading to United Park to take on the champions Drogheda United. Cork City will host a Sligo side that's beaten them twice last season in the league. Currently Paul Cook's side on 3 wins in a row. And after that, Alan Matthews will be heading for Dalymount Park in our next live game. And that's coming up on Sunday, 18th of May, Bohemians versus Cork City. John O'Flynn looking across, is about to come into the fray. We have 20 minutes or so to try and turn this one around. Here's Carney. Can't find a ball inside for Behan. Now Sullivan. O'Callaghan. He's wriggled out of it there somehow. Still with O'Callaghan. That will be a Cork City corner.
Really got good feet for a big man. Very elusive when he gets 1v1, maybe even with 2 players around him.
Well, here's the change. It's striker for striker. John O'Flynn for Dennis Behan. And the O'Flynn-Rooney partnership will be reunited. Prior to tonight, they had started 6 games together this season, yielding 6 goals. They need one back quickly if they're to have any chance of salvaging something from this game now. So Callahan to deliver. Flynn immediately climbing. And here's Mooney. Stinging the palms of Barry Ryan.
Again, good save, Barry Ryan. He'd be disappointed if he gets beaten from there. But again, he pulls around the back post off Haverty. Gets his shot on target. Good concentration from Ryan.
He's taken the corner as well, but to no effect. And while it's out of play, we'll tell you of what's coming up in terms of live eircom League action on Setanta Sports. Dalymount Park on Sunday the 18th, Bohemians versus Cork City. On Tuesday the 27th, make note that's a Tuesday evening, St. Patrick's Athletic here against Bohemians. And then on June 1st we're at the Brandywell for Derry City against Cork City. If it is to be defeat tonight for Cork City, Curtis, there are so many big games to come that even if they will be 11 points behind, you wouldn't imagine they'll be giving it up just yet.
After 9 games, it'd be absolutely crazy to think that. It will knock their confidence. Really, they haven't been in the game. Pats have played very well tonight. But there's so many teams in this league at the moment who can beat each other. And at the moment, Pats are the most consistent.
Kept in by Quigley, who does well for his side there. Really had nowhere to go. Wins a throw in. Now Desi Byrne. Looking for O'Neill in behind. Lorden's header away. Morgan stretching but losing out too quickly. St. Pat's coming looking for a third. Here's Dempsey. It will break for O'Neill, who sets his sights but doesn't catch it.
And again defending from the front, quickly wins it off Horgan. Great bit of interplay around the edge of the box. A bit of luck there, the ball falls to him. Again, he'd be disappointed he didn't strike the ball as well there, but maybe a little bit of fatigue there. He's working his socks off.
Johnny MacDonald. They continue to go from strength to strength, St. Patrick's Athletic. He will be conscious, of course, no trophies at this stage of the season. He's got the yellow card here for Gary Dempsey.
Say it every week, there wasn't much in that. Callahan doesn't go on his tackle, you know. Callahan doesn't go riding down the ground. You know, just thinks maybe it's a free kick, but he gets the yellow card. Dempsey, very disappointing.
Now Callahan looking to provide. Ryan thought about coming forward. Header away was by Paisley. Retrieved by Healy. O'Flynn will climb here and O'Flynn will score. And some hope for Cork City. Substitution has worked.
Great substitution, Des. You're wondering how fit he was. Great leap from him there. He's had a lot of injury problems, but again they've defended the initial ball well. I think as Paisley gets the header out, and again it's just helped in from Healy. And it's an absolutely fantastic leap over Desi Bourne, gets the header on, no chance for Ryan, and Cork are back in this game.
Well, 10-man Cork City, who look down and out, have halved the deficit. Buoyed by that goal, O'Flynn. He's looking lively now, and he's found Mooney. Taking on Paisley. Good cover from Haverty. St. Pat's with some organising to do now. They were looking comfortable. Murray's up from the back. Carney to deliver. Fizzes it in. Murray was challenging. Important header from Paisley. Away by Guy. Healy for Sullivan. O'Callaghan to run across his body. Race on. Won by Kirby. He's presented it straight to Horgan. Rocky couple of moments this for St. Pat's, and Murray hooking it goalwards. Oh, what an effort that was from the centre half.
I think you can see by Barry Ryan's body language there, he thinks it's going in with it when Murray hits it. Get Alan Kirby, bad defensive clearance, but I'm telling you, when this hits, it looks like it's going to nestle in the top corner.
Well, let's head to Will Downing.
Dennis, Cork are back in it, but it must be mixed emotions for you.
Oh yeah, Johnny made a great contribution with it. Come on, you know, it's a tough hot game out there, you know, and going down to 10 men doesn't help against a great Pat side, you know.
Thanks.
No problem, cheers.
It's in towards Behan's replacement, O'Flynn. That's for handball against Dempsey, but look at O'Flynn, live wire. O'Callaghan. That's the ball he was looking for, and Desi Byrne can sweep it clear. O'Neill has been clattered by Murray. Just buy St. Pat's some time.
Just went a little bit ragged there, Pats, for a few minutes. Probably the first time that John MacDonald has seen it now. He's thinking, what can I do? He's speaking to Trevor Crowley, and Pats will welcome this free kick. I think Murray would be disappointed. You know, he didn't really need to go and, you know, go and smash through O'Neill there. He should be winning the ball cleanly.
Fahey puts it into the corner towards Guy. That's given against Patrick Sullivan, who can't quite believe it. Card has come out again. Imperative now that Cork City don't concede a third. They've just given themselves a chance. Fahey. It's right in the penalty spot, and Guy should have scored. Free header for Ryan Guy.
talking how good he is in the air. It's a free header, 6 yards out. Got to score. Got a score line guy. It's a great run around in 6 yard box. Got to hit the target. You won't get an easier chance this season.
Well, he's so good in the air that he's the second main marker in defensive situations, but the man with the golden boots, John O'Flynn, has come up with a golden goal for Cork City, and there is still life in the Leesiders. Well, Mooney had advanced at the free kick, referee happy to let it go as he charged it down. O'Flynn peels off and running. First touchdown just a little too heavy, but he's certainly given them something, hasn't he, since he's come in, O'Flynn?
He's full of life, isn't he? He's probably chomping at the bit, probably thought he should have been starting the game, and he's on to prove a point. And again, he's added a lot of impetus to them.
Well, he didn't start tonight because, well, another yellow card here for Healy, catching Fahey. But O'Flynn was absent not just through injury but through illness as well, and Alan Matthews was telling me that when he came back to training he was still a little drained, had a problem around the base of his thigh, so the manager opted to go with that being.
Doesn't look drained now, Des. He's absolutely flying around. What he's done, he's totally different to the two strikers being that Mooney were on, and he's asking the Pats, back forward, a lot of questions with his sheer work rate and pace around the edge of the box.
Well, will he get another opportunity? I'm sure if he will, he'll fancy it. We said at the start of the season when we were watching Cork in action in the Setanta Sports up against Drogheda how important it was for John O'Flynn to have a long season injury-free. Hasn't quite happened so far. He's just shown how valuable he can be to them when he is on the pitch. Devine, picked up by Fahey. Gordon with a little nudge on O'Neill. This time he doesn't get the free kick. Time is on St. Patrick's Athletic side though. O'Callaghan wins it. Caught a little late by Quigley. City loading up the St. Patrick's Athletic box here as O'Callaghan hoists it in, comes off the head of Fahey, who's first to react. It's Mooney. Not the easiest of chances, ball in the air a long time to generate the pace himself.
You see though, Des, he has a chance to get a run at that. The ball's up in the air, comes off Fahey's head. He has got to generate it, but you'd be thinking he should have headed down. You could see when he put his head in his hands, he was disappointed that he didn't hit the target.
Win from Sullivan. Looking a little nervy now, St. Patrick's Athletic. A 2-goal advantage and a 1-man advantage. Perhaps they were thinking that job was done. Cork of other ideas, and O'Callaghan tried to slide through the runner who was Healy. Wanted a handball, that wasn't given either. Here's Fahey striding on and holding on. Haverty didn't realise O'Flynn was lurking. Now he's presented it to O'Callaghan. Have they an equaliser in them?
I think they have. When I'm looking at the shape that they've kept Cork, he's been very brave from Alan Matthews. He's gone 4-3-2, but really he's got Healy sat there and he's letting Callaghan and Kearney bomb on when they get a chance. He's not saying we're going to protect this, but can we get something from this? He's asking his team. And with the quality they have, there's always one of them could pop up with something special.
Kirby forced back by Neil Horgan. To have his legs taken from under him. And Damien Hancock says play on. Murray always finds a moment or two in a game to get forward from centre half. Here's O'Callaghan. Murray's still up there. O'Callaghan lets fly.
said, he's one of those guys, isn't he? He only needs half a chance, and he's got the quality that he can hit the target from there. It's a great bit of feet. Tries to pull the trigger, and is Barry Ryan a bit worried there? You know, not too worried, but again, Callahan has that quality that could get Cork back into this game.
Well, they're asking questions, aren't they, of St Patrick's Athletic? And from St Pat's point of view, you'd imagine they have to get their mindset right now. They have to approach this the right way. What is the right way for them to play out the remainder of the game now?
Well, I don't think they're a team that can sit back and defend. I don't think they can sit in, you know, they're always thinking of counter-attack. I think they've just got to stick to what got them there, and it's been sheer graft and sheer work rate.
Well, they had to dig in late on against Shamrock Rovers, and they're having to do the same here against 10-man Cork City. Sullivan looks to wind it up, launches a huge throw-in in there. That's what you want. You want your goalkeeper to come and claim.
Just when you want it to settle down, there's nothing better than that when you hear keepers Des, and he comes and takes it so strongly there. He's had a good game tonight, Barry Ryan.
O'Neill running here against Lorden, who has dealt with it, but at the expense of a St Patrick's Athletic throw-in. He'll be happy to be down at that end of the pitch now. But obviously happy to slow it down a little bit here. Quigley heading for the end line. He's looking for a corner, he's not going to get one. Murray to take it forward, and Callahan lets it run. Mooney, Horgan, Mooney once more. Looking for the run of O'Flynn, not quite finding it. Lorden has a look. Now looks to provide. Here comes O'Flynn again! Can you believe it? John O'Flynn comes off the bench, scores twice, and Cork City, 2-0 down and a man down, are back on terms.
I think it was the kiss of death I'm talking about Barry Ryan there again. He comes flying out, you think he has it, but great leap from John O'Flynn. Great header, well deserved. He's been made a huge impact for Cork since he's come on, and you can see the body language of the Pats team. They can't believe it. But fair play to Cork, they've stuck at this.
Well, 75 minutes on the clock, the game was as good as over. But John O'Flynn with 2 goals in 11 minutes. Decision to be made here by the referee. It's going to be a free kick, not a penalty that St Pat's were looking for. But the drama continues.
Important decision there, Des, and great decision from the ref, just on the edge of the box there. Fell in Alan Kirby, everyone shouted for a penalty, but good decision, referee.
Well, what is left in the remaining minutes here? It's been an incredible comeback from Alan Matthews' side, led by John O'Flynn. But now Michael Devine is facing one of the best right foots in the league, Keith Fahey. Scored!
Unbelievable, Des. You can't write down the script. The fans are absolutely going crazy here. Fantastic free kick. Who I spoke about before the game, probably said could be one of the best midfielders, if not the best midfielder in the country. He's at the show, great quality. Absolute fantastic ball right over the top of the wall. No chance, Michael Devine. He can't get there. He knows where it's going, Michael Devine, but it's hit with such quality that there's no way he's getting it out there. Is that going to be the winner, Des? We don't know.
Well, this is just incredible. And it's still not over. Well, as Curtis said, St Pat's not a side built really to defend advantages. It's not their way. They've had to pull this one out of the fire. Fahey looks to come out to Dempsey, sliding in was Byrne. And now Dempsey, what's he going to do? He's going to head for the corner. We won't call it a negative move, we'll call it perhaps a sensible one from a St Pat's point of view, but Keith Fahey, many times can he do this? It's a crazy game sometimes. Johnny McDonald, from elation to despair to elation once more. And they're back on course again for 3 points. Not over yet though. Who's your man of the match, Curtis?
Well, there was a lot of players out there. I thought the middle four for St. Pat's, Fahey, absolutely fantastic. Dempsey, brilliant. John O'Flynn coming on made a huge impact for Cork, but for me it's Gary O'Neill, because I think he's worked his socks off, got the opening goal and been non-stop all evening.
Well, Gary O'Neill then the eircom man of the match as Bobby Ryan comes on. Late change for Johnny McDonald, and straight into defensive mode as Cork City come looking for a third goal. Optimistic appeals from the Cork supporters behind Barry Ryan's goal for a penalty there. Still some defending to do, still not over. Three minutes to be added on as it's launched into the box. Swept away by Fahey, who as it stands is the match winner. Lorden will go back for Devine to go route one. Right down the middle, Dan Murray has stayed forward. The captain, Cork City's auxiliary centre forward now, that will leave room at the back. Here's O'Neill. Lorden got an important touch on that, swept forward by Healy, but only to Fahey. Guy in Akers on the right hand side. Now Ryan. Will they come looking to kill them off in injury time or no? Ryan will hold on. He will keep it in the corner. He will win a corner. And that could well be good enough for St. Patrick's Athletic. What a game, what a second half.
That's been unbelievable. You know, Cork haven't really clicked tonight, but the impact that John O'Flynn has made when he's come on, been unbelievable. Got them back in, but talking about the quality that was on show tonight, we've seen it all tonight. Great play, midfield forward, pass, the whole energy. Ryan Guy's been great. You know, a great advert for the League of Ireland, I think.
It was billed as the clash of two title pretenders, and they haven't let us down. First half perhaps didn't live up to expectations, but the second half certainly did. We've had everything, 5 goals, a sending off, some great saves by the goalkeepers. And still, while the seconds are there, Cork City will believe that there might yet be another equaliser. Here goes Guy again, heading for that corner. Healy doesn't want to give the free kick away. He knows that will eat up seconds that Cork City don't have. And Ryan has run it out of play. Is there time for one last foray forward? Only seconds remaining now. But indeed there will be no more. An incredible second half has come to an end. St. Patrick's Athletic will claim the points, but only just. The leaders win again and establish an 11-point advantage over Cork City. It's been a happy bank holiday weekend for Keith Fahey and co. They struck early, less than 2 minutes on the clock when the man of the match, O'Neill, put them ahead. Brilliant play between Dempsey and Fahey yielded a second. And when this was deemed a second yellow card, and therefore a red for Danny Murphy, it looked all over, but then cue John O'Flynn. The substitute pulled one back, pulled two back. Cork looked set for an unlikely point, but then Fahey stepped up, and that right foot has Johnny McDonald celebrating again. Reaction and analysis to come after an incredible night at Richmond Park.
Well, the table after tonight's game looks like this. St. Pat's 6-point lead ahead of Bohemians, Drogheda United, Derry City, Sligo and Bray Wanderers. And Cork remain in the bottom half, 13 points. And right at the bottom, Galway United are firmly rooted there with 2 points, despite this point at the Brandywell on Friday night.
3-2 to St Pat's. What a second half. Let's go back to Richmond Park and hear from man of the match, Gary O'Neill. He's with Will.
Gary, what a win.
Yeah, we made hard work of it, I think. I think when we got the second goal in the second half, we really should have seen it out. But fairness to Cork, they rallied, they got a goal back. That was kind of backs against the wall for us, and then they got the second. But it just shows the spirit in this team that we can come back from that.
Great start. Your goal, 73 seconds.
Yeah, that's quick. Like a lot of things in my life. But Fats put a great ball in. I just ran in. Sometimes you don't get near them, and other times just land in your head.
Talking of Keith Fahey, is there a better free kick taker in your opinion in the league?
No. But like I said, it's hard for me. I see him every day in training, so of course I'm going to say it is. And sometimes you can score free kicks when there's not much on him, but when you're 2-all in the last minute, pressure, he stood up and it was a great smack.
The heads hadn't dropped. You still thought even at 2-all you could have snatched that winner?
Yeah, you have to believe, don't you? So like I said, it's just a sign of the spirit and the character in this team.
6 points clear. Can you keep it up?
Yeah, well, we believe we can. It's still early days. Like, we're just going to take each day game as it comes.
Well, Gary, you are the eircom man of the match, and here is Jerry Curran from eircom with another piece of silverware. Will it be the last of the season? Some will say not.
Hopefully not, huh?
Thank you, well done, thanks.
See you, boys.
Mystic Will, though.
Mystic Will, thanks. You think he deserved man of the match?
I thought he was terrific tonight. He's got a league medal with Bohemians, 2 with Shells, but Keith Fahey scored 2 and made this one. Listen, what a ball from Keith Fahey. And you know what? He's not the biggest. That is a fantastic finish. And Killian Lawden will say, what was I doing? Didn't do his job, let him get the wrong side and was punished.
What a goal this is. Absolutely brilliant goal. And that was a Gary O'Neill Packus ball at the back, sorry.
You know, I thought Gary, his movement at times tonight, look at that movement there, and he's telling Keith Fahey where he wants the ball, and look at that little turn. He doesn't just score goals, he always provides chances for fun. If there is a criticism, just his finishing at times, I just think he'd be a little bit more clinical, and then he really would be a great player.
But he's the kind of guy who's always going to make chances for other people, though. He's not going to, I don't think he's ever going to be as prolific as maybe he should be with the opportunities that he gets. But
to be fair,
he's a ball of energy.
Yeah,
works really hard.
I think it's a good description of him, and I think to be fair to him, what he does do, he creates a lot of those chances for himself through tremendous movement, and they're not easy. But if you could just add that clinical finishing to his game, you'd have a £1 million player.
Yeah, it was some finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, but what a game! I mean, who could have predicted that? We said it hadn't caught fire. By God, it caught fire in the second half, and you thought they've got to be dead and buried. Pats. Look what I think is look at the way that Mark Quigley drags Killian Lennon out of position, and then Gary O'Neill moves Neil Horgan over across the goal. If you look at it here, both strikers just create that space for Keith Fahey, and he comes and exploits it.
I mean, that's a fantastic goal. That is a fantastic
goal.
But
look at the movement of the forwards to create the space.
That was the movement. We talked earlier about an awful lot of time. This was the surprise in terms of. But your man came on, game changed.
Great little stand up from Colin Healy.
Great leap by John O'Flynn. Tremendous leap.
Desi Byrne will be really disappointed with this. I thought Desi played really well tonight. And then it's the jitters come on then, isn't it? You're down to 10 men. The opposition score. And you think, oh, goodness me, we should be beating 10 men handy. They get one, and your worst nightmare comes true. It's a really good rally.
Barry Ryan, the saviour from last week, come an awful long way, didn't need to come. Actually got away with one of those last week, but it wasn't his night tonight.
What a player John O'Flynn is. I mean, if you've got a player as good as John O'Flynn on the bench, that means you've got a very good squad.
Here's the man of the moment.
Not man of the match, though.
Man of the match.
Could Mickey have done a bit better here?
I think maybe if you look at his feet, he probably hasn't moved them quick enough, and he could maybe have taken another half step there. But I mean, Keith Fahey put it on a sixpence there, right in the top corner. But I mean,
what a talent Fahey is, though.
I mean, but it was the move that led up to it. Alan Kirby went on a major run and went past people, which Alan probably hasn't done for a while, and got a great, won the free kick. But I mean, topsy-turvy at that particular stage.
It's unprofessional. Cork tonight, in the first minute of the game, they gave a free kick away in a bad area, unprofessional. And then, when they've done unbelievably well, they've come back from the dead with 10 men, they've scored 2 goals against a team with the best defensive record, and they concede a goal virtually straight away. Unprofessional.
Well, this is Pat's boss, Johnny McDonnell. He's with Will Downing.
Johnny, quality stuff. 3-2 win.
It's a fantastic match, absolutely fantastic. You know, we should have wrapped up at the 2-0. You know, we did put up with a lot near the end. We gave away a couple of bad goals, lost markers on the first ball and on the second ball. Barry was unfortunate then coming for the punch, but we set the key to half time. That's the scoring goal for Hugh. He scores all his free kicks down there. Fantastic, but I just generally think fantastic game overall.
And the winning goal, we're going to show it to you as well.
I think it took a deflection, you know. It's just come off somebody. But that's Keith Fahey, you know, under pressure, big game. You know, he's able to do on the big occasions, so that's under pressure.
What was that reaction for, by the way, or was it just a general we are number one?
No, it was just, I said to him going out at half time, I said, Keith, that's a scoring goal for you. He scores all his free kicks down that end, he scores lots of them there. So thankfully he got one tonight again.
So you're now 6 points clear, and it's similar to your start to last season.
Yeah, people keep saying we were 11 clear last year. We were never 11 clear. I think if we'd have beat Bowes and Dalymount last year, we would have went 11 clear. Or it might have been for a weekend where we played on the Friday and someone played on the Saturday. So I think people are going over the top of that one. I don't think we're 11 clear at any stage. But look, it's another win for us. You know, disappointed to give away the goals. But to score 3 goals at home against Cork, like we you know, the team that we had, young Noel Hafferty, fantastic. He's a centre half, young 18-year-old. You know, with Andy Harron on the bench. He's playing in the Leinster Youth final for the team next week, for the youths next week. So I have to say, fantastic by young Noel. You know, even when they had down to 10 men, we couldn't get Noel out on the right hand side. He didn't understand as a full back that we could use him to get out. But you know, fair play to Cork. They come back 2 good goals. So I'm delighted to get the 3 points.
You're having to use the depth in your squad. Another injury tonight with Damien Lynch.
Yeah, he's gone now. He's going to go for a couple of weeks, hamstring. So, you know, that's another man down. So, can we get somebody in to fill in? But young Noel done okay tonight. It was important now that we got the 3 points.
3 fabulous points. Great entertainment too.
Keep coming to Inchicore, you'll see all the goals. Yeah, I'm delighted. I mean, tough on Cork. You know, they come back from 2 goals down. You come back to get 2 all, and then you get a kick in the teeth right at the end. But as I said, no better man than Keith under pressure. Sticks the free kick in.
That's entertainment. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Johnny Mack, isn't he doing well? I mean, he would have felt as a manager that it was a lost opportunity. 2-0 up against 10 men. Then it's back to 2-2. You think, hey, you know, do we settle for a point here? But go back down the other end, get the win. You could see how much it meant to him. It actually feels better for a manager when you win in those circumstances.
Well, you feel better afterwards. I'm not too sure he was too happy at 2 each. But I think it's remarkable, and it shows the strength and depth that Pats have had. Big game against Shamrock Rovers last week. Big game against Cork tonight. The come out of it was 6 points, and to be honest,
some of the guys who aren't starters, I thought Stephen Brennan was excellent tonight.
Was excellent tonight. I mean, the number of Stephen Brennan is tremendous professional, and a little dink over the top there as well. You know, no little skill.
He's versatile as well. He can play in midfield as a holding player, right back, centre half, sweeper.
I mean, when you think, Pat, of the number of players that they actually have out, you know, in terms of as you said earlier, Endo hasn't started. This is Gary O'Neill again, handful again, and caused them all kinds of problems all night. But I mean, the strength and depth that they have, and the players that haven't played, you mentioned before, Partridge, Harris, O'Carroll, Michael Keane hasn't really featured so far this year. I think he was injured at the start of the year. Damien Lynch is going to be another injury problem they have tonight. Joseph Endo. I mean, he's gone into those last couple of matches without playing what he would probably see as his first team. And he's probably felt that going into those big games, he may be 4 or 5 players actually short of what he feels is his best side, and they come out of it with 6 points in the last couple of weeks, and they'll be 6 points ahead at this particular time after just 9 games gone, and having dealt a serious blow to Cork, their main rivals tonight, is tremendous for them.
Well, the difference is, I mean, all their main rivals, you know, you're looking at Drogheda, you're looking at Bowes, you're looking at Cork and Derry, they all have aspirations to be there or thereabouts. The difference between those teams and St Pat's is St Pat's have been consistent. Just the one league defeat, which was particularly disappointing. A disappointing week.
Oh, it's a goalkeeping error.
Yeah, but they lost to Derry City in the Setanta Sports Cup. Then lost them in the league as well. And you kind of think, didn't they bounce back well? Doesn't that show sort of the mental strength? Maybe from last season when they had that lead, maybe they gained something from that. They gained some sort of collective will as a group, because St Pat's traditionally, and especially in the 90s, they had that reputation. If they could get their noses in front, they would go on and they'd win the league title. Other clubs might feel they had better squads.
1-0 distant Pat.
Yeah, well, you know, I thought tactically he was very, very strong.
But
John McDonnell.
they're a better footballing side now at St. Pat's than even was when your era. But no disrespect to you, but that's come about as a result of the change in the surfaces in the eircom league. The playing surfaces are now better. I mean, it's probably the best playing surface that's been at Inchicore for many, many years.
How much did the sending off affect the game?
Well, it's massive when you get a player sent off.
That was the first one, wasn't it? I mean, that's the yellow card.
Yeah. I mean, I think Danny Murphy can be very angry, can be very impetuous. I'm not too sure that that's a booking. I'm not too sure that that's a yellow card. I don't think this is a sending off. I'm not, the young fella Hafferty has made it look really bad because his momentum has actually taken him. I mean, he's actually jumped into Danny Murphy. He's jumped into Danny Murphy.
But when you're on a yellow card, it's right in front of maybe the linesman there, and you've got to use a little bit of common sense, haven't you? If you have a collision like that, you're inviting the referee to make that decision. It's right in front of the Pat's bench as well. Sometimes you've got to use a bit of common sense.
But to be fair, Pat, I mean, I think that Danny Murphy has actually stopped. He's actually stopped there. But it's Hafferty's momentum has carried on, and he's lifted his legs and he's fallen over. And to be honest, it's a bad decision from Damien Hancock, and inevitably it cost him in the end.
Well, that's the difference between me and Felix. I never criticise referees. John O'Flynn scored 2 goals tonight. He was only on pitch for 15 minutes. Just think what he could do in 90. Let's hear his views. He's talking to Will.
Well, it looked as if you'd earned Cork City a very, very well-earned point there, John.
Yeah, a bit gutted, You can tell in all the lads' faces, especially when being 2 down, 10 men. I came on, I had a bit to prove. I missed the last couple of games, so, it was nice to get a couple of goals, but, it doesn't mean anything now.
Talk about being an impact sub. What exactly do you think you had to prove on coming on and then scoring twice within 10-15 minutes of making your appearance?
I think I owed it to the fans. I missed the draw of the game, a big game. We lost that. Missed the Limerick 37 game. So, I've been feeling sharp in training, so I decided to bring that to the pitch. I had nothing to lose. 10 men. So, and I think as we had 10 men, the ball was going a bit longer, so it kind of suited me. So, to get to do 2 goals is great tonight, but we didn't hold on. So, as I said before, it doesn't mean anything.
7th place now. Does that mean anything at this time of the season?
Yeah, it means we're not doing enough to be up there. I think Pat's proved tonight, once they get chances, they'll finish them. But as I said before, 2 goals means nothing now. We just got to push on now, and home game against Sligo on Friday, massive for us.
In your opinion, is it going badly wrong, or is it just certain small things aren't knitting together?
Yeah, I think certain small things. Our home form's been okay. Just a way we need. If we lose a goal, our heads kind of go down. I think 2 goals back. We had a bit of confidence, and straight afterwards they score again. So, we're wondering what's going wrong really.
So Sligo next. They have had a good start. They've made it into the top 5, looking good again.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's tough, anyone that comes down really. But we've a home game, hopefully a big crowd, and hopefully back on track on Friday night.
2 goals for you tonight, but no points. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks very much.
You're the president of the John O'Flynn fan club, Patrick, aren't you?
Yeah, I think he was right actually to praise Sligo Rovers and Paul Cook. What a terrific job he's doing at Sligo. But John O'Flynn is class. I mean, he's not renowned for his aerial ability, but he's got a great instinct. If there's goals, if you ask John O'Flynn to win a header on the halfway line, he's not going to do it. But put it in the box, he smells blood, and it's in the back of the net. I mean, Desi Byrne, decent in the air. No chance here. It's a wonderful little feel. Great skill from Healy. And look at that. Look at the instinct. And look at the way he just guides it into the corner. Great skill.
He looks in as good a shape as I've seen him for a while, Pat.
If John O'Flynn stays fit, he's good enough to play for Ireland. Trapattoni will be looking at him. But, I mean, that's a wonderful guy. What Barry Ryan was doing, I don't know. Brendan Clark is back fit again. That certainly won't do Barry's chances of staying in the team any good. But, what a header. I mean, bravery as well.
Yeah.
And, he's quick. Well, he scores from. He's the best finisher that I have ever worked with. Right. I mean, you put him left foot or right foot, in the box, outside the box. He can score so many different types of goals.
Georgie O'Callaghan, another, big player tonight. He's always capable of doing something a wee bit different. he brings that wee bit extra. I mean, tonight it was Fahey. George did bits and pieces, but I thought he was on the periphery tonight. I mean, there were bits and pieces, but
I thought if Cork were going to do good things, I think George was going to be in the middle of them. I think he was very brave on the ball. His passing was, most of the time it was forward. I thought he was very unfortunate here. You know, is he absolutely at his best? No, because he comes back, it's going to take him a while to settle again. But I tell you what, if you want Cork City to be flying, if you want it to be entertaining, exciting, that George O'Callaghan, John O'Flynn partnership is just, it's mouth-watering. I mean, I know how effective it can be. And you look there, not at his absolute best, but look how many times, in the difficult areas of the pitch, when he's brave, he stays on it, he's trying to make something happen. And he's a very competitive from his time in England now. That side of the game, the competitive side, it's not just the skill.
Why do you think he's not at his best?
I think that, he really wants to go to England and he wants it to happen for him. He's at Ipswich. Hoping to make the breakthrough, then went down to Brighton, was doing very, very well at Brighton, and then suddenly it went wrong then. And I don't think he wants to come back to Ireland, because it's almost, you come home with your tail between your legs, you almost feel like a failure. But yet, he's always drawn to Cork. So the draw of Cork was too strong, and George, you have to treat him in the right way. He's a special player. He needs special treatment. You have to make him the star. And I think the longer he stays there, the more he settles in, I think we'll see the very best of George. I didn't think he was at his absolute best tonight, and yet I thought he was a very effective player. And I thought if Cork were going to do something...
Does he have to play in the middle?
Certainly. If you've got George O'Callaghan in that team, I certainly feel it's in the centre of the park. He's big, he's strong, he's worked hard the defensive side of his game, but on the edge of the box in that final third, he's the player that can create you a goal or score you a goal.
Well, you and I quizzed...
You can see I'm a fan, can't you?
Well, you and I quizzed Alan Matthews about the midfield pairings a few weeks ago. And after the short break, we're going to be hearing from the Cork City manager. Alan Matthews is next. At Inchicore tonight, it finishes in Pat's 3, Cork City 2, and we're now joined by the Cork City manager, Alan Matthews. Alan, your take on tonight's game?
I'm very disappointed, Felix, that we didn't take something from it. Particularly that we came back from 2-0 down. We should have really been able to close that game out for the last couple of minutes a little bit better. But disappointed to give away a soft goal, then to get it back, and then to concede in the last minute in the nature and the manner that we did. I'm very, very disappointed.
What was said in the dressing room at half-time in relation to the goal? I mean, your back four and the goalkeeper, it seemed as if there was it was perfect for Keith Fahey to deliver a great ball in there.
We'd spoken before the game about just keeping discipline and not giving away cheap free kicks in dangerous areas because they have good deliverers of the ball. We gave one away in the first attack of the game. OK, whether it was a free kick or not, but it was given. And then we had responsibilities, each player's responsibility for their own markers, etc. And we fell short. I haven't seen it yet on tape, but he seemed to score the goal from very close into the actual end line, which would suggest that we were too deep, and also that he got a free header. And if the ball is tossed into the box, people have got to take responsibility to do their job and get to the ball first, and we didn't do that this evening. So we gave ourselves an uphill task within the first 40 seconds of the game, maybe it was the first minute, but we got back into it. We controlled possession, but Pats didn't have to go picking off looking for a second goal. And then again, to give a soft second goal away, again we'd spoken about pressing the ball in the last tour that I felt in the first half we were just a little bit too lax and too deep on it, and they played through us and got a second goal. We got back, counted for nothing though, because again we conceded a soft goal.
You've been very diplomatic about it. It's Pat Dolan here, Alan. However frustrated you were about conceding the early free kick, the early goal, the tempo of your passing seemed a little bit slow at times, and then you went down to 10 men, you conceded the second goal, you think game over. What a fantastic comeback. But how angry are you that after coming back, clawing yourself back from the dead, that you get back to 2-2 and then you concede another goal?
Yeah, well, we've spoken about it. I mean, sometimes things can be said in an emotional state in the dressing room after a match, but we had a quick chat about it there. I'm deeply, deeply disappointed because to get back, we climbed the mountain, but we fell off the other side by giving away that soft goal. And again, lack of professionalism, and really and truly, we should have been able to get hold of that ball from the tip-off. I think Alan Kirby ran from the halfway line with it and is upended on the edge of the box. Deja vu, really, from the first free kick. But we've got good players in there, and I'm not going to, to discuss in detail what we spoke about. But ultimately, we needed to be cuter and we needed to be smarter to see the game out. And we didn't, and we got punished, and we came away here with nothing.
Alan, Felix again. I have to say that having looked at, I've watched Cork quite often over the last couple of years, and it's a team that's full of footballers, and they control an awful lot of matches with the ball. They keep and retain possession of the ball, but sometimes I feel that they make it easy for the opposition by labouring the possession instead of injecting a wee bit of tempo into it. And tonight, particularly in the first half, it looked as if Cork were actually pedestrian, although they controlled the ball for quite long periods.
Well, that's what you think on it yourself, Felix, perhaps. But ultimately, as you said, we controlled the ball. We tried to work openings. We got into good crossing positions. I felt our crosses perhaps could have been better in the first half. But maybe we didn't work Barry Ryan enough with the possession that we had. But we're work in progress and we'll continue with it. We've got good players and ultimately we're trying to do the right thing. Again, Pats didn't really have to go and chase the game because they were 1-0 up from very, very early on in the match. So at times, perhaps our passing could have been crisper, but at times as well, when we got into that last third, maybe the final ball wasn't good enough. But that's something we can continue to work on, and we will work on and improve it. But overall, when you come here, they're the it's not champions, they're top of the league rather, and to control the game for long periods speaks volumes for the quality that we have in the team. But as I said to you, we're work in progress. We're not to finish the article yet, but it counts when you stick the ball in the back of the net, and unfortunately we didn't do it properly this evening, in both boxes.
It's Pat here again. I've been there, kid. I know how difficult it is. I mean, it takes time, doesn't it, when you're down in Cork? How are you dealing with the intensity? I mean, there's such a focus on the club, which doesn't really happen at every eircom League club, that when you win, everyone knows you win and they're happy. But when you lose, the criticism's quite fierce. Yeah, in fairness, Pat, that's part of the job. It's part and parcel of being with a big club.